Trucks are big, they're powerful. Speed isn't often associated with practical pickups designed to put in an honest day's work. But the big displacement engines under the hoods of the world's fastest trucks, not to mention the occasional appearance of superchargers and turbochargers, have allowed a number of rigs to deliver sports car-like acceleration without giving up much of their utility in the process. Today, we're looking at some of the fastest trucks of all time. Muscle cars were an extinct species in the United States by the end of the 70s, leaving sports cars to carry the performance torch. There was, however, one street machine that could smoke a new 1978 Corvette or Trans Am, the Dodge D150 Adventurer Little Red Express truck. In addition to sky-high insurance premiums and the oil embargo of 1973, muscle cars had also been strangled with clean air devices. However, the late Tom Hoover, known as the father of the 426 Hemi, found a way around the government emissions regulations during the late 1970s, the pickup truck. The 225 net horsepower V8 engine fed power to a modified A727 automatic transmission with a 2500 RPM stall converter. In the November 1977 issue of Car and Driver magazine, the Little Red Express was the fastest in acceleration among 8 cars tested, 0 to 60 in 7.9 seconds. It would be another 11 years until another truck challenged the Little Red Express. When you come for the king, you better not miss. And Chevy did not miss with the 1990 454 SS. Chevrolet saw the gap in the pickup truck market. There were no sporty trucks at the time, so they took the standard half-ton single-cab chassis and stuck the largest engine they had in it and just called it the 454 SS. The 1990 Chevy 454 SS had a massive 7.4-liter V8 cranking 255 horsepower, and it could cover the quarter mile in about 15.7 seconds, reaching speeds of 60 miles per hour in 7.1 seconds. While the Chevy 454 SS line offered high power output, they weren't the most efficient vehicles when it came to fuel consumption. They typically offered between 10 and 12 miles per gallon. Just a few years after Chevy debuted their first performance truck, out came the GMC Cyclone. Debuting in 1991, it was probably the least functional truck on the list, with a payload capacity of 500 pounds and the ability to tow maybe a hot dog cart. Well, it didn't matter because it was faster than a Lamborghini Diablo. This truck had the specs and the hardware that'll make a fast car cringe. It had the power, 280 horsepower at 4,400 RPMs, from a 4.3-liter V6 turbocharged engine. Now, just how fast was the Cyclone? The Cyclone, with an S, hit 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. Fast forward 10 years, we survived Y2K and we see another wave of fast trucks beginning to emerge. A bigger, badder competitor came along, one with as many cylinders as shrimp have legs. We're talking about the Dodge SRT-10, which came out of nowhere in 2004. If you fire a 12-gauge shotgun packed with double-aught buck, you'll get a sense of what it's like to pull the trigger on the Ram SRT-10. A loud roar, followed by a cloud of smoke, and then suddenly heavy metal flying through space. Installing the Viper's 8.3-liter overhead valve aluminum V10 into the Ram platform was philosophically straightforward, as the truck is factory offered with 300 horsepower and iron block V10 in HD form. The only difference is this truck's Viper-sourced V10 firepower, good for that 4.9 second 0 to 60 run and surging smoothly at your back and not abruptly against your shoulder. But still slower than the Cyclone with an S. But the Cyclone's days at the top were numbered. And that's because the Ford Raptor got faster. And John Hennessy decided it still wasn't fast enough. So he upgraded the DNA like a Jurassic Park scientist, and he gave us the Velociraptor. The stock Ford EcoBoost 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 in the 2017 Ford F-150 Raptor cranks out 450 horsepower and 510 foot-pounds of torque. It's a variation of the high-output engine you'll find in the Ford GT supercar, and Hennessy turned it up a few more notches in the Velociraptor 600, with the V6 now cranking out 605 horsepower and 622 foot-pounds of torque. It still mated to Ford's super smooth 10-speed automatic transmission, so now the truck can do 0 to 60 in a mere 4.2 seconds. Now think about that. The Ford Raptor is a massive truck weighing over 5,500 pounds. It's total lunacy. The Fast and the Furious actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is also the happy owner of one of these beasts, which is no surprise since Johnson gets paid $15 million to be a spokesperson for Ford. The Hennessy Velociraptor managed to squeak past the Cyclone finally after 26 years. So, you still want to go faster. What's wrong with you? Okay, fine. I've got something for you. It's called the Hennessy Venom 800. No one expects your F-150 to go faster than a Mustang, but this one can. Hennessy is known for the ability to take something good and turn it into something jaw-dropping. And the Venom 800 supercharged Ford F-150 is no different. Starting with a 2021 F-150 Platinum Edition Super Crew 4-door, Hennessy added a 3.0-liter supercharger system along with a cold air induction system, upgraded fuel pump, and exhaust to the already beefy 5.0 V8. The result is a truck that improves upon the stock 400 horsepower, doubling it to 800 horsepower. And in four-wheel drive, the Venom can do 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. But guess what? Shelby decided I'll throw our cowboy hat into this ring with this, the 770 horsepower F-150 Super Snake. It's not like the Ford F-150 Raptor or Ram 1500 TRX. It's more like the Chevy 454 SS or that Dodge Ram SRT10, because the 2021 Shelby F-150 Super Snake, it's ready to race. The single-cab version of the most powerful street truck in Shelby's history, the Super Snake Sport is based on an optioned-up F-150 XLT with four-wheel drive and a 5-liter V8. To the upstream side, Shelby fits a carbon fiber intake, a new manifold, a heat exchanger, and of course, a big old blower. The 2021 Shelby F-150 Super Snake goes 0 to 60 in about 3.45 seconds. But there's one more internal combustion engine truck even faster than the Super Snake. The 2021 Hennessy Mammoth 1000. It's a Ram TRX with 1,012 horsepower and 969 foot-pounds of torque. Now, Hennessy announced its tuned take on the Ram 1500 TRX back in January, but this is it in full production spec. It's still sporting a frankly ludicrous 1,012 horsepower from a supercharged 6.2-liter Hellcat V8 and the 0 to 60 time of 3.2 seconds. Yeah, it really beats the Shelby F-150 Super Snake Sport's previous truck record of 3.45 seconds. Hennessy reclaimed the title of world's fastest production pickup truck with this model. Now let's talk about electric pickup trucks, because they're coming and and they're going to be faster than anything else on this list. General Motors has deemed it a moonshot, and those working on the new GMC model dubbed it Project Obtainium. We know it as the 2022 GMC Hummer EV, and the freshly debuted pickup includes several interesting tech highlights beyond its wild claim of 11,500 foot-pounds of torque. It's been much ballyhooed. But here again, GMC is only talking round numbers. 1,000 horsepower total, measured at the 3 motor shafts, and it accelerates from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Another segment exclusive is 4-wheel steering that permits up to 10 degrees of rear-wheel steering. Now, steering up to the full 10 degrees in the same direction at very low speeds, a feature GMC calls crab walk. And there is a truck that looks like it was dropped off by an alien race but has the capabilities to challenge all these top-selling pickup trucks. The most highly hyped and anticipated electric vehicles ever in history, the Tesla Cybertruck.
How does this compare to a Porsche 911? Okay, we're going to give the Porsche a little bit of a head start. Yeah, this is a current edition Porsche. This is the actual truck. This is not CGI.
It boasts 500 miles of range and has a 14,000-pound towing capacity, and its 800 horsepower, well, it will essentially teleport from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds with a top speed of 130 miles per hour. All Cybertrucks have an adjustable air suspension that can be raised or lowered on the fly and provides up to 16 inches of ground clearance. Cybertruck's design was inspired partially by Blade Runner universe and will share its stainless steel exoskeleton with the Starship's spacecraft. With no paint job, the truck is expected to arrive at an affordable price. The Cybertruck is expected to enter production at Tesla's new plant in Austin, Texas in late 2021. Hey, I hope you guys had fun and enjoyed this video. And if you did, destroy that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe and click that bell. If you want to know more about mind-blowing supercars and Teslas, then click on our exclusive Mind-Blowing Cars playlist and watch the next one. Thanks for visiting, and we'll see you next time in another mind-blowing video.